On April 7th, 2025, we visited Tokyo Disneyland. April 7th was the first day of the Donald Duck-themed parade and merchandise release. Even though it was a weekday during the off-season, we expected a large crowd of passionate Donald Duck fans, but this was the only day our family could visit, so despite our worries and uncertainties, we went with the mindset of let's try to ride all the attractions. In this video, we'll share how we enjoyed Tokyo Disneyland with our kids and what we researched beforehand, what we actually experienced, and some tips we picked up along the way. If you're planning a trip with your little ones, you'll find helpful hints sprinkled throughout the video, so please stick around until the end. We hope it gives you even one good idea. We were able to enjoy Tokyo Disneyland smoothly and fully. We hope this video helps you plan your own visit. Now let us walk you through our day. We're a Japanese family, a father, a mother, a 4-year-old son, and a baby daughter. We arrived at Maihama Station at 6:22 a.m., the earliest we've ever gotten there. You may ask, why so early when the park doesn't open until 9 a.m.? That's because we wanted to ride Baymax's Happy Ride first thing in the morning without a long wait. It's one of our son's must-do attractions, but it's so popular that unless you head there immediately after opening, you'll be stuck in long lines all day. If you want to enjoy it without paying extra, we recommend doing what we did. If your budget allows, you can pay 1,500 yen per person to get Disney Premier Access DPA, which lets you skip the line at a scheduled time. In that case, you wouldn't need to arrive so early. Now about the line for the security check. Wow! We had never seen such a long line before. We stopped near the main clock tower, which is usually just a photo spot. A staff member told us, if you go to the parking lot side, it might be less crowded, but since we had kids and lots of luggage, we decided to line up on the station side. Following what others were doing, we laid out our picnic blanket and started eating the rice balls and bread we brought. But after only a short while, we were told to start moving. At 7:12 a.m., the security screening began, but we were still pretty far from the entrance. We finally cleared security around 7:40 a.m. At Tokyo Disneyland, there are 2 types of security checks, one with automated machines and another manual check by staff. A staff member explained, you can choose either. If you go through the automated lane, you don't need to take your bags off your stroller. Since we had lots of luggage in a stroller, we opted for the automated gate. Quick tip. If you're a group with lots of baggage and at least 2 adults, 1 adult should go through security first and light. That way, even if the rest of the group needs a secondary check, someone can already be waiting in line at the entrance gate. As expected, our stroller and luggage were pulled aside for a secondary inspection. Staff opened each bag and checked them individually, but since Dad had already gone ahead, we didn't waste any time. We got in line at the entrance gate at 7:45 a.m., which was a great position considering how crowded it was. We spread out our blanket again, thinking we'd wait until opening, but we were told to stand up and start compressing the line just after 8 a.m., even though the park didn't open for another 30+ minutes. We put the kids in the stroller, took turns holding them, snacked a bit, and reviewed our route to the first attractions. The baby even took a short nap in the stroller. At 9:10 a.m., we entered the park. We wanted to see the Donald Duck event decorations, but we quickly made our way without running to Baymax's Happy Ride. There were already lots of people waiting to watch the parade, as expected. Today's parade started at 10:30 a.m., which was announced on the official website. Check the official site to confirm the schedule on your day of visit. That means until 10:30 a.m. is your best window to enjoy attractions with short waits. Also, don't forget to get your free priority pass as early as possible after entering. It lets you access an attraction at a specified time with a shorter wait. We arrived at Baymax's Happy Ride at 9:18 a.m. with only a 20-minute wait. Short for this attraction. Tip: Tokyo Disneyland has a rider switch service. If someone in your group, like a baby, can't ride, one parent stays behind while the others ride first. Then the waiting parent can ride later without waiting in line again. We use this service since our baby couldn't ride. Dad and our son went first while Mom stayed with the baby. Just tell the cast member we'd like to use Rider Switch. They'll take your family name and explain how it works. While waiting, we bought popcorn from a nearby cart and used the mobile order system to order lunch and dinner. At this point, we had to enter our credit card information, which caught us off guard. So make sure to have your card ready in advance. We also scored a priority pass for Pooh's Honey Hunt at 10:20 a.m. Yay! At 9:33 a.m., we were on Baymax. Actual wait time, 15 minutes. totally worth the early start. At 9:45 a.m., Mom rode using rider switch, and our son got to ride twice since he accompanied both parents. We missed the bathroom before opening, so we went to the one across from Baymax's Happy Ride. At 10 a.m., we headed to Toontown, aiming to enjoy smaller attractions before it got too crowded. We reached Toontown. The strategy here is to complete as many smaller attractions in Toontown and Fantasyland as possible before the real crowd builds up. Unfortunately, Gadgets Go Coaster was closed today, so first we went to Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, which had a 10-minute wait. That's totally fine, since it usually becomes a 20-minute wait soon after. At 10:19 a.m., we went to Goofy's Paint and Playhouse, a fun attraction for young children. We also explored Donald's boat. At 10:30 a.m., it was time for Pooh's Honey Hunt using our priority pass. We were on the ride by 10:37 a.m. Smooth. At 10:40 a.m., we exited Pooh's Honey Hunt and saw crowds gathered to watch the parade. This area, including Toontown, is at the final stretch of the parade route. Even though the parade starts at 10:30 a.m., it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to reach this area, so it was perfect timing. By 11 a.m., the parade had finished and moved backstage. At 11:04 a.m., we went to It's a Small World. The posted wait was 15 minutes, a bit long, but understandable as guests move here after the parade. Also, there's a limited time group collaboration going on. But wait. By 11:10 a.m., we were already on the boat. At 11:26 a.m., we went to Alice's Tea Party, only 5 minutes wait. By 11:45 a.m., we arrived at Camp Woodchuck Kitchen, where we had made a mobile order earlier. You use the app to let the restaurant know you've arrived. Then it shows the number of groups ahead of you and the estimated wait time. We secured a table while waiting. By 11:50 a.m., our order was ready. This mobile order system is super convenient, especially with kids. Definitely use it to make your meal time smoother. We had a proper 1-hour lunch, took everyone to the restroom, and got ready for the afternoon. Now, let's see if we could continue having a smooth day in the afternoon. Some shows at Disneyland are lottery-based, and you can only watch them if you win. We entered the lottery for Jamboree Mickey, but unfortunately, we didn't win. If your child is disappointed, try standing outside the venue around showtime. You may still be able to see parts of the performance. As for the free priority pass, you can get your second one after using the first pass, or show your hour on 2 hours after getting the first one, whichever comes first. We used our second pass for Big Thunder Mountain. However, by the time we became eligible for a third, all passes had been distributed. Usually passes for Star Tours last longer, but not today. But here's what we found when we checked the availability for April 7th. It turns out today was also the first day of the new Star Tours event. No wonder the passes ran out so quickly. In the early afternoon, all areas are pretty packed. Our son wanted to ride the Castle Carousel, so we made our way back to Fantasyland. On the way, we spotted the Mark Twain riverboat docking. Perfect timing. Our baby was sleeping, so this was the perfect ride since strollers are allowed on board. We boarded at 1:15 p.m. The views of the park and the animated animals unique to Disneyland made it a lovely, relaxing ride. At 1:36 p.m., we reached the Castle Carousel and were on the ride within 10 minutes. At 1:53 p.m., we went to Mickey's Filler Magic, which said 5 minutes wait, but it actually took about 8 minutes to get into the theater since we had to wait for the previous show to end. At 2:22 p.m., we entered Cinderella's Fairy Tale Hall. The wait time was 10 minutes. Usually it's just 5, but today was crowded. Still, we entered the castle within 10 minutes. The hall is like an art museum. You can go at your own pace. If you want to take a photo on the throne, line up and follow the rules. A bit under the radar, but highly recommended if your child loves vehicles, the omnibus. It's usually only a 5-minute wait. It slowly tours the central plaza in front of the castle on a double-decker bus. The view from the second floor is especially great. It gives you a fresh perspective on the park. We took a quick photo with the Walt Disney statue. Make sure to follow the queue and take your picture quickly. A cast member took our photo, but sometimes you'll need to ask someone else. If you don't speak English well, it might feel awkward asking foreigners, so try this tip. Offer to take a photo for them first, then ask if they'd return the favor. Usually you ask the group behind you in line, so I think it's a good idea to try talking to the people in front of you in line. We visited Toy Station, where you can make a custom Tamika toy car. You choose the parts, and staff assembles it in front of you. A perfect memory for any kid who loves vehicles. We stopped by the baby center nearby. They sell baby products and have nursing rooms, a lost child center, a room for feeding baby food, and tons of diaper changing stations. This is a chance we only get while our baby is still little, so we wanted to check it out. That said, every restroom in Tokyo Disneyland is very family friendly, and many restaurants will heat baby food for you. There's also a cute baby center in Toontown. We had a reservation at Eastside Cafe through priority seating, which lets you book a table up to a month in advance. Priority seating reservations open at 10 a.m., exactly 1 month before your visit, but be careful. Most of the slots fill up within just a few minutes. We were seated within 5 minutes. With only a 10-minute wait, we rode Pirates of the Caribbean. There's one sudden drop early in the ride, so hold on to your baby securely. It was time for our priority pass at Big Thunder Mountain. Our son was given a red band to show he met the height requirement. The standby wait was 40 minutes, but we were in and out in just 20 using the priority pass. We also used rider switch here again. While one parent rode, the other used the time to take care of the baby, bathroom, diaper change, etc. At 5:11 p.m., our son rode again using rider switch, but just before getting on, he suddenly said he needed the bathroom. Don't panic. Try to remember or photograph your place in line. Tell a cast member you need to use the restroom. They'll help you and let you return to the right spot. I had trouble remembering where we were standing, so next time I'll definitely take a picture. We enjoyed the Western Land shooting gallery, just a 5-minute wait. We had dinner at Hungry Bear Restaurant using mobile order again. The curry here is affordable, tasty, and quick. Very popular. Highly recommended to pre-order here. We lined up for the Western River Railroad, just 10 minutes wait. Departure was during the electrical parade, which meant we could see the parade from the train, and we did. After getting off, we saw the parade and the castle beautifully lit from beside the Diamond Horseshoe. The parade is long, so we were happy catching just the spectacular final floats. At 7:47 p.m., the parade had already passed by our area since we were close to the start. We went to the Haunted Mansion, now only a 5-minute wait. The Haunted Mansion is another attraction included with the priority pass, but as the night goes on, it tends to become less crowded. 8:15 p.m. Fireworks viewing near the Walt Disney statue. We watched the fireworks from near the Walt Disney statue at 8:15 p.m., about 15 minutes after the fireworks. The Reach for the Stars castle projection mapping show began. The exact show times vary by day, so be sure to check the official Tokyo Disneyland website for your visit schedule. If you're not interested in shows, this is actually a great opportunity to ride attractions with shorter wait times. And that said, how much you benefit depends on the crowd for that day. For example, during school breaks, when more students visit, you might not see much of a drop in wait times. If you're planning to buy souvenirs, it's actually better to shop earlier in the evening. The stores get super crowded after the shows, so shopping earlier gives you more time and space to browse comfortably. By the way, the area near the Walt Disney statue offers a great view of the fireworks, highly recommended. Once the projection show ended around 8:55 p.m., we started heading toward the exit gates since the park closes at 9 p.m. A note about smartphones at Disneyland. Spending the entire day at Tokyo Disneyland really drains your smartphone battery quickly. That's why carrying a portable charger is considered a must-have item. I didn't bring a backup battery, but instead I used 2 smartphones, one dedicated to taking photos and videos and the other for using the Tokyo Disney Resort app. That turned out to be a smart decision. If I'd only brought one phone, there's no way the battery would have lasted the whole day. And of course, when you think of Disneyland, you think of these balloons. They're super cute, but unfortunately, you can't take them on a plane. The change in air pressure can cause them to burst. You also can't check them in as luggage, so if you're planning to fly after your visit, please keep that in mind before buying one. Actually, this time a family visiting from overseas gave us one of these balloons as a gift. Maybe their flight was coming up soon and they couldn't take it with them. We were so happy to receive it. Thank you so much. So, how was it? Our family was able to fully enjoy a full day at the park without feeling exhausted. I didn't count our steps, but don't you think we actually didn't move around all that much? Even for the attraction with the longest wait time, the sign said 20 minutes, but we were in after only 15. The key to a smooth, efficient, and fun Disneyland experience is don't stand in long lines, don't walk too much, that's it. Did you find any tips helpful for your own trip? If anything here helped you out, I'd love to hear it in the comments. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer what I can. Have a wonderful time making precious memories in Japan. Wishing you and your baby a beautiful journey.